Good evening, my name is Daniel Delport. Today I will be telling you all about the sport of inshore fishing. Fishing has been a hobby, sport, and favorite pastime for generations. It is a great way to connect us to nature and promote environmental health. Fishing requires patience, skill, and knowledge, and is known to have moments of challenge and peace and quiet. Inshore is praised for its versatility and variety of species to catch, as well as its accessibility to the average person. Today, we're going to walk you through all the basics of the sport and hopefully get some people out on the water and on some fish, all while helping out your local waterways. First off, we're going to go into the basics of different rod and reel setups. Different rods provide different action, and different reels can handle different sized fish, among other things. First, we're going to discuss the most common style of rod and reel combo, a spinning setup. Spinning setups are by far the easiest setup for beginner fishermen to use, but they are also extremely popular through the pros for many reasons. More often than not, a spinning setup is what you will see fishermen use inshore, as they provide maximum drag in a small package, all while having the furthest casting capabilities. There are different sizes for reels as well. In regards to the two spinning setups, the most common and all you will need for inshore is anywhere from a 2,000 size to a 4,000 size. Many people will go up to a 8,000 size even, but the majority of what you will catch only needs that 2,000 to 4,000 size range. The larger the reel, the more line capacity and max drag. The next most common setup you'll see is inshore is a bait caster or casting setup. Bait casters are known for their accuracy and typically have a lot of backbone. They are great for throwing big lures, getting a good hook set, and pulling fish out of structures with that backbone. They are much trickier to use than spinning setups, don't have as much drag, and can't cast as far though. Lastly is a conventional setup. These are mostly used offshore and deep sea fishing. They hold maximum line capacity and have a lot of drag, but aren't really designed for casting. This is why you won't see many people using them inshore, except for piers and bridges. According to FYAO.com, a fishing company's newsletter, the only setup an inshore fisherman needs is the 3000 series reel with 15-pound braid on a 7-foot rod. Once you get rods and reels down, you need to understand what tackle to be throwing on that setup. We're going to discuss the different kinds of leader connection and bait versus lures. Leader is a necessity in inshore fishing for many reasons. With leader on, you're less likely to break off due to fish teeth or fraying on structure. There are two primary types of leader, monofilament and fluorocarbon. These are just fancy names for pretty basic differences. Mono provides a stretchiness factor, which some people don't like, some do, and it is cheaper. Fluoro leader is much more invisible, does not stretch, but is more abrasion resistant. The majority of people use fluoro, as many of the target species such as redfish and snook are very skittish, but realistically you'll see everyone using everything. Regarding bait versus lures, they both have their benefit. Live or cut bait is much more irresistible to fish as it's natural, actually swims, smells, and is exactly what they eat usually. It is expensive though and pretty fragile. Lures, however, can be used a number of times, depending on the type, sometimes hundreds of times even, and provides phenomenal action, so if you're fishing a very active, high-paced way, lures are the way to go. Lastly, we're going to talk about where and when to fish, because if you can understand this, you can fish most anywhere, anytime. The most important factors are the tide levels and structures. Understanding tide is paramount because different tides provide different fishing, but also requires different tactics. Low tide, fish are further out. High tide, fish are closer to shore. If fishing a pier, incoming tide, your game fish will be under the bridge facing outwards, catching bait fish coming in. Outgoing tide, they will be outside of the piers facing in, catching bait, going out with the tide. As for structure, the best piece of advice is, if you see structure, fish it. According to Florida Sportsman's How to Catch Winter Snook article, the best way to increase your chances of catching fish is fishing structure. Fish love places to hide. It protects them from predators and current, hence why it holds bait, game fish, and everything else. As for the conservation aspect of it, inshore fishing gives you the chance to personally help out your local waterways. According to Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, FWC, fishing helps manage invasive and non-native species population numbers. Fishing also demonstrates respectful behaviors. Catch and release, keeping your area clean, and picking up trash are all ways to help out while fishing. In conclusion, inshore fishing is a great way to become more connected with nature and have fun while doing it, all while building lifelong lessons. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned vet, you are making an impact and you will have a great time doing it. Remember, fish for the memories and experiences, not the goals and catches. Thank you.